Hey guys, what's up? Matt here. Thanks for watching. Give it a like and subscribe, and leave me a comment. I shot this video a couple weeks ago when I went to pick up my buddy Cole to get some new tires on his Harley Softail Standard. And so you'll see our little trip to Wilmington, North Carolina. We're going to stop for lunch. We're going to have a little run-in with the law. And Cole's going to get his head taken off by a bird. Today's topic, this is a series that I'm doing called Wind Therapy. It's a topic that my buddy Kyle had me come up with called Showing Up Every Day. So I kind of talked to a bunch of my really good close friends, and I asked them, what does showing up every day mean to you? So I'm going to kind of talk about that. And my buddy Happy at Battleship Indian gave me a really good summary. It kind of encompasses everything that everyone told me, and it was really cool because he was the last person I asked. And so I'm going to go through it, kind of talk about what they think, what I think, showing up every day. And it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart. And I think it's an important mindset to have. So first I'll start with my buddy Cole. I've known him for 20 years now. He's the one riding the Harley Softail Standard in front of me. He went with me to pick up my Indian. My kids call him Uncle. I have a ton of respect for this guy. And his is pretty straightforward. Now here's him almost getting killed by a buzzard. It was hilarious. And he said, showing up every day means being present with the right, positive frame of mind to see things moving forward. So every day showing up to work, whatever it might be, your family, your friends, having a positive frame of mind so that you can see that day move forward. And I totally dig that. I think that's a great way to live your life. So Cole was a little bit pissed off about that bird, but you know what? He had a positive frame of mind about it, and we kept the day moving forward. My buddy, Jonathan, I've gotten to know him pretty well over the past couple of months, and I met him via YouTube, and you guys will know him as Jim Bobbington. I'll throw his card up here in a second. And I asked Jim, and he said, making a conscious effort to be engaged and making meaningful strides in everything that you do. And I see that in his YouTube channel, on the forums, when I chat with him, that he is conscious in his effort to engage with me and his people, and people he doesn't even know. And he tries to make it more meaningful in the information he puts out and the things that he shares. And I really think that's cool. My best buddy in the whole wide world, Brian. I've known him since like 1997. We went to high school together. I call him my brother. I love him to death. And when I asked him this, he said, it means being dependable and a leader. Someone people can trust and depend on to be there, fulfilling your role as a solid resource for others. And let me tell you, you guys don't know Brian, but he's there, always, when I need him, and I can depend on him. And that's really the heart of what he's talking about. Kyle, the guy who gave me the idea for this topic, said, give yourself a present every day by being present every day. And as cliche as that sounds, I get that. All right? Like being present. He says it's free and you don't have to depend on anyone else for it. But it's tougher than you think. And what I think he's getting at here is you gotta be there for yourself every day. Because you cannot be there for other people if you're not there for yourself. And being there for yourself, it's something you have to do for yourself. And you don't need anyone else to do it. And if you are there for yourself, man, that's just, everybody else will benefit from that. But I'll tell you what, it's hard. It's hard. There are days where you just feel down on yourself and you don't want to be there for yourself. And then those are the days that I personally struggle, especially at work or in my family life. So that's something I'm trying to do more and more, is choose to be there for myself. My buddy Ken, he's got a YouTube channel over at LNR Rides, and he's my son's baseball coach. Super solid guy, love him to death. Just fun to be around. He's a former Marine as well. He said, being in the same place at the same time for an intended purpose. And man, that's just like the Marine in him. Be there right now and have a purpose. Because if you're not in it, you can't have a purpose. And if you're in it without a purpose, then what are you doing there? So that really, showing up every day, being there, having a purpose. I dig it.
I got a fan.
So Stacy McCann, who was another Marine that I knew, she was an armorer, and I worked with her for a few years as a civilian. She says, to me, showing up every day represents personal responsibility and honoring your commitment. And man, I cannot tell you how that hit Stacy on the head perfectly. Like, she is the kind of person who tells you if she's going to do something, she does it. And if it's something that she feels personally responsible for, she will not give up on it. Man, I am really glad that cop was off duty or something, because I was sweating bullets. So my old platoon sergeant, when I asked him, Robert, he said, if you're not ready to give 100%, don't bother showing up. And then he said, that's what I would say to somebody else. That's not what I would do. And I agree with the first part that he said. If you're going to say you're going to do something, do it. If you're going to give it all, give it your all. But I asked him, I said, okay, so what would you do? Jump in feet first. Man, that hits him on the head. It doesn't matter what the outcome could be. If he says he's going to do something, he's all in. It doesn't matter if it means it's going to be a detriment to himself, if he could possibly get injured, or if it's going to require more out of him than he thought in the beginning. Because that's what giving 100% is. So my dad, when I asked him, Tom, he said, to me it means being present consistently in mind, body, and spirit. My dad is a very religious person, very spiritual person, and I love him for it. He is, if anything, consistent. He's present in all moments, in all aspects of his life, and I love him for it. My buddy Mike, who's married to Stacy, who is also a Marine, he said, I show up every day to do my part and provide support to whatever I am part of. And man, I can't even begin to explain to you how important that is and how much that rubbed off on me when he was mentoring me. And that I try to be that kind of person that if I'm going to show up to something, then I'm going to figure out what I'm supposed to do and I'm going to play my part. And it just goes back to being the best person that I can be. My buddy Paul, who I've literally worked with pretty much day in and day out for the past 20 years, he said, tackling each day the best you can without regard to adversity. And that's kind of how he lives his life, is every day, regardless of the struggles that might be ahead, he gets in there and he does what he can. And he does the best he can. Even though you know sometimes that may not be what you want to do. And then I asked my buddy Happy, who works at Battlefield Indian that I'm pulling into right now. And I said, give me one sentence, one thought on what showing up every day means to you. And he said, you know me well enough to know that there isn't one sentence thought in my brain. But showing up every day to me depends on the situation. As a father or husband, it means being there every day for my kids and wife. No matter what life presents, I need to be my best for them, no matter what. As a worker, it means that I will treat everything with respect, make the company better, and overall that I'm going to make myself irreplaceable. As a veteran, it means having that pride for my country. And as a friend, it means no one is left struggling or behind if I can help it. And I tell you, I try to take a little bit from everybody that I meet, whether it's an acquaintance or a really good friend. And showing up every day to me means no matter what the outside stressors are or how I'm feeling, when someone asks something of me or I make a commitment to do something, I give it my all. When I'm needed, I'm there. And that's really all we can do for each other. So the next time someone asks an annoying little favor of you, or you see someone in trouble that may need a helping hand, just show up. Just be there. You may not have to do anything. I really hope you guys enjoyed this and you stayed to the end. If you haven't, please subscribe, give it a like, leave me a comment. I ask anybody who watched this video, tell me in the comments, what does showing up every day mean to you? Until next time, ride safe.